discovered in ministering to people that sometimes people try to be blessed over mess. There's some things that they have never dealt with. And because they have never dealt with it, it's like this nagging hindrance that keeps you from really bursting forth in all that God has for you. It's not sin either. You know the effect of sin in your life. Not that. But there are some people who have never forgiven. They got stuff they're holding on to that they've had their decade anniversary holding on to it. And they're holding people captive and don't even realize they're holding themselves captive. You need to just forgive. I taught this series. When I started teaching the series, I was doing good too. I had the word. It was powerful. It was quick, powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing to the dividing of soul and spirit and bone and marrow. And it was a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. Amplified version, the word that God speaks is alive and full of power, making it active, energizing, and effective. I was doing all of that. And right in the middle of doing all of that, the Lord said, "You haven't forgiven?" No, not while I was preparing for the message, not while I was putting my notes together, not while the printer was printing off the notes. I'm up teaching, Bible in my hand, well, computer in my hand, teaching. And God spoke into my spirit and said, "You haven't forgiven." I said, "And I'm not either." Now, you know that's one area that don't mess with that area, because that particular person, from now to the time you come, is just like they don't exist. And I kept right on teaching. And God didn't even bother me for a while until I hit that next good point. And he said, "But you haven't forgiven." And I'm like, "Would you please leave me alone on this? You're messing up my concentration. I can't get the word out. I'm going to be stumbling over my words here in a minute." And he left me alone for a moment. And I kept on teaching. And then I went at the end of the teaching to my office. Now we have staff and everything. But I went, and for some strange reason, at the end of the teaching, the phone rang. And I, to this day, don't know what possessed me to pick up the phone. And as soon as I picked up the phone, remember that little game show? They say I can name this song in 2 notes, 3 notes. I heard one syllable and instantly knew who it was. It was the one I had not forgiven. I held that receiver in my hand forever, looked at it, and said, "I am not ready to deal with this." I had just come from teaching and was not ready to deal with it. And God said, "You will never, ever get the breakthrough until you deal with what is in your hand." I put that receiver to my ear, and if they'd have said one thing wrong, oh, don't look at me like that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know. Right, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't know that all spiritual and everything because you're in the potter's house, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not exactly. On the other end of the phone was this person, contrite, broken, repentant, humble. "Please forgive me." "I'm not ready to forgive you. You hurt me. I am justified in having anxiety with hearing your voice. There is no reason for you to have done what you did to me. See, that's where we really run into the problem. See, if we're both culpable, we have to kind of tread lightly. But when you know you didn't do anything wrong, when you know you were good to them, and you still feel the pain of the 18-inch dagger still sticking in your back, it makes it more difficult to be pliable. Everything you say is true, but please forgive me. And in that moment, holding so gingerly that phone to my ear, I realized I cannot make another step without forgiving. For the rest of it, get the tape.